In the early 1800s, children in Europe and the US spent their days working in fields, factories, or on the streets, with little chance for education. Imagine a world where the future of a child is determined not by their ability to dream, but by their birth and labor. But that would soon change, thanks to a force that would sweep across nations: public education. In the heart of Europe, something revolutionary began to stir. A few forward thinking leaders realized that the future of society depended on an educated population. But how do you convince people who've lived for centuries without schools to suddenly put their children in classrooms? It wasn't easy. Many parents resisted, unable to see the value in formal education. They worried about the loss of their children's labor. In Prussia in 1819, the state laid the foundation for something new: compulsory schooling. The government mandated that children as young as 6 had to attend school. It was controversial. Parents feared their children would be taken away from them. But slowly, they began to see the benefits. Schools taught children not just how to read and write, but also the values of loyalty and discipline, ideals that the state could use to mold its future citizens. By the mid-19th century, the movement crossed the Atlantic. In the United States, reformers like Horace Mann led the charge for universal public schooling. He argued that every child, rich or poor, deserved an education. And so, in 1852, Massachusetts passed the first compulsory school law, quickly followed by other states. But the shift wasn't immediate. Some towns still lacked the resources to build schools, and others were simply resistant to the change. But the tide couldn't be stopped. Schools began popping up in rural areas, cities, and even the most remote corners of America. Slowly but surely, the idea that every child deserved an education began to take root. By the 20th century, the idea of public education was ingrained in society, forever altering the lives of children and nations around the world. We owe our modern educational systems to the vision of a few determined individuals who saw that the future lay not in labor, but in learning. The world we live in today, shaped by knowledge and progress, was born from the simple idea that every child deserves the chance to learn. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment to help the channel grow.